Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to episode 188 of the Fab and Fearless Business Booster Shot Show. My name is Yinka. I'm a business strategist, a coach, a speaker, and an incoming author. And I support women to create wealth in and through their businesses by helping them to focus on what matters most for the business, which is cash flow and strategy, and what matters most for the business owner, which is mindset and habits. It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to this 188th episode of the show, where each week at 1:30 p.m. UK time on a Wednesday, I come to you with a short, sharp shot to boost both you and your business with one powerful truth and one actionable tip. So if you can see and hear me over on my LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube socials, jump into the chat, come and say hello, and we can get this party started. As you can see, hello, fabulous Jackie Raymond. Thank you so much for joining me over on YouTube. It's so good to have you here. And as you can see, I am not at home. I am not in the usual spot for the Booster Shot Show. I am coming to you live today from the incredible Unlikable Women Summit over in Central East of London. And I have just come off a panel. I was facilitating a panel earlier this morning, focused on the topic of the expression, she loves herself. Oh, she loves herself, which honestly is one of the biggest, most brutal criticisms that women often have to face in this fabulous world that we live in. And so that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about confidence. I want to talk about that accusation of, she loves herself. And I want to talk about its impact on your business and your cash flow. And so, as I said, if you can see and hear me over on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, let me know that we are live. Thank you, Nzinga. Thank you for letting me know that you are here. It's so funny. You have asked, how are you doing? Autocorrect has said, how are you glowing? And I receive it. I really am glowing. I'm so excited today and really excited to share this insight with you, because confidence is a very prickly topic as it relates to women. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot of concern when women are perceived to be more confident than the system would like. So I'm really excited to share more on that. But before I do, I want to do our standard housekeeping. How are you doing, ladies and gents? On a scale of 1 to 10, let me know how you are doing. 1 is, Yinka, things could not be any worse. 10 is, Yinka, things could not be any better. Let me know how you're doing on a scale of 1 to 10. Jump in the chat, let me know, and don't forget to tag a woman in business who you think does incredible work and therefore would really benefit from hearing today's message. Hello, fabulous Sharon. It's so great to have you over on LinkedIn. Thank you for joining me live today. And yes, LinkedIn did share you as a LinkedIn user with me. So I'm really glad that you let me know that you are here. So the expression, she loves herself, is one that is often levied at women who are considered too confident, too much, too uncontrollable, too into themselves than society or the group in question would like. And the thing is, the powerful thing about it is when we think about the actual words that are being shared and spoken of, she loves herself isn't the insult that we think it is. It actually is something that should be celebrated. It's something that we actually should be excited to encounter in women, particularly because of all of the messaging and all of the insights that we often have levied our way. I'm excited to see so many incredible women coming through on the stream. Hey, Francesca from Italy, welcome to the show today. Hey, Nora Kelly, lovely to have you in the room. Thank you, Nzinga, Sharon, and Jackie for sharing your scores on the doors today. Ladies, don't forget to tag a friend, a woman in business who you know does incredible work and would really benefit from hearing today's message. So, as I said before, she loves herself. Whenever it is said, it is rarely said in a positive way. It is said in an accusatory way, in a condemning way, in a criticizing way. She loves herself. Who does she think she is? She loves herself. Let me know, jump in the chat if that has been your experience of it as well, because I've definitely had that accusation levied at me. And it definitely was not a positive. They were not saying a nice thing about me. They were saying something quite horrible about me. And yet the words itself are quite poignant and quite powerful. She loves herself is a 3-word phrase where the subject is also the object. There is no one else involved in that exchange. She loves herself. She's thinking about herself. Her focus is herself. So the idea that we are in a position where how someone feels about themselves should be something that anyone else should have feelings about, it blows my mind. It does not make an ounce of sense. Let me know in the chat if you have ever considered that as a insight into this particular topic. She loves herself. She's focused on her. She is filling herself with a sense of worth and focus. She's not bothering focusing on engaging with anybody else. She's doing what she needs to do for her. And yet the world is really unhappy about that insight. Let me know. Welcome, Bookie. Welcome, Tayo. Lovely to have you ladies here with us. Let me know, ladies, if this has also been your experience of that particular expression. She loves herself, as if it's a bad thing, as if it's an insult. I cannot tell you how many times, as somebody who was tall at a very early age, I managed to clock 6 foot by the time I was 13. So I was a very, very tall girl. But also I am an introvert, so I'm quite quiet when I'm not doing stuff like this. And so when I'm not doing stuff like this, I'm actually quite quiet. I keep to myself. I mind my business. I'm more likely to be out of the fray than in the fray. So because I prefer to be more solitary and more solo, I can definitely say that people have interpreted that as me being the kind of person who thinks she's better than others. And actually, it is really interesting because she loves herself, actually doesn't anybody else. This is one of the biggest myths that we have been sold. Her loving herself has not taken from any other person on the planet. And yet it is really interesting how offended people are by the idea of you loving yourself. Ladies, even before I get to start talking about what it means for your business and cash flow, I want to just drop this for you. Number one, you should love yourself. Why? Because in my paradigm of belief, and, I have made no secret of my faith and my beliefs in the Christian realm of thought, and me being a follower of Christ. And I believe, therefore, that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. That is the expression within the Bible itself. But taking it away from the Bible, the statistical likelihood of you being in this planet today is 1 in 400 trillion. You are a walking miracle. You are the twinkle in your ancestors' eyes. That's before we look at any of your skills, any of your knowledge, any of the remarkableness that is you. Just you being here is incredible. Just you being here, you breathing in and out today as you hear the sound of my voice means that you are worthy of your own self-love, self-celebration, self-admiration. You should love yourself. Now, the thing I know for sure, though, is that level of confidence, that level of groundedness in your own value, it isn't constant. Some days we love ourselves more than others. That's for sure. I know, I get it. But the thing I want you to recognize is that she loves herself should never have become an insult. It should never have been anything other than a statement of fact and something that we should celebrate. But yes, it's very, very true. And thank you, Nzinga, you shared this as well as Sharon as well. It's as though it is a problem that you should be in a scenario that you love yourself. Spoiler alert, ladies, it is not a problem. You should love yourself. You are fabulous every day of the week, especially when you've just woken up in the morning and you have no makeup and your hair is doing what it does. You should absolutely love yourself. That should absolutely be part and parcel of your experience of your own magic. I'm going to let that land for a second. Let me know if you are picking up what I am putting down here today. because we're taught this doctrine of needing to be worthy of love, needing to hustle for that worthiness, needing to be doing something remarkable or different or special to have that sense of self-love, and certainly to be worthy of love of others. And none of that is true. Your life is precious. I love the expression, your one wild and precious life. You've just got the one. Wouldn't it be such a shame to waste it in self-loathing or a lack of self-confidence, or not seeing the magic that is you? So yeah, as you can tell, I feel a little bit confident. I feel a little bit passionate about this particular topic, because I hear it levied at women all of the time as though it is a problem. It is not a problem. It is absolutely important that you love herself. The world is going to be better when more women love themselves, when more women have better regard and esteem for themselves. We hear that expression, and we are conditioned to think that she loves herself, therefore she's being mean to others, therefore she's being loud and obnoxious and generally a pain in everyone's butt. That's not the truth. When you see a woman that loves herself, more often than not, she's grounded, she's quiet, she has zero proving energy, so she's not even fussed or in relation to anybody else. Loving ourselves is a gift, and not only is it a gift, but it is something that our ancestors really fought hard for us to be here to have the opportunity to do. So yeah, loving yourself, she loves herself, gets to be reclaimed. It gets to be shifted, and it gets to be moved from an insult and a criticism to a celebration and an opportunity. And therein lies the point of what I want to share with you today, because so many women are bobbing and weaving with the visibility in their business because they don't want to be perceived as being arrogant or being too in your face or being out there or being too much. And I really want to put the kibosh on that. I want to put the kibosh on that. Ladies, I want you to understand something that I have really discovered as a woman who is often called too much. And it is simply this. This is my one powerful truth for you today. You will always feel too much to someone who feels not enough. Let me say it again, and someone please drop it in the chat too. I'd be super grateful. You will always feel too much to somebody who feels like they are not enough. And what I mean by that is, number one, you are never too much, but you will absolutely feel too much to someone who feels like they are not enough. And the fact is that there are so many people walking around day in, day out, feeling not enough. They don't feel enough in themselves. They don't feel worthy. They don't feel excited to be themselves. They don't feel like they are loved and appreciated and supported. So they project. They project, and it's so incredibly sad for them. But in their criticism of other women, they rob other women of the opportunity to be confident and feel powerful and to move forward as we want them to. You will always feel too much for somebody who feels like they're not enough. And so the challenge that we have is we're surrounded by people who feel like they're not enough. That's how they feel every single day. But that's not to do with you. That's how they feel. And so the last thing we're going to want to do right now is to be in a scenario where we are dulling ourselves and minimizing, making ourselves small, taking our, dulling our shine, dimming our light to make others feel better. That action alone is going to have really negative impact on your business and your cash flow. And the crazy thing about it is that they're not going to end up feeling any better anyway. They felt bad before you came along. You're not making them feel bad. The greatness in you is calling out the insecurity in them. The greatness in you speaks to the insecurity in them. So it isn't you. And after you're gone and they've made you feel terrible for feeling good about yourself, they're still going to go back to feeling bad about themselves anyway. The fact is that there is nothing you can do to help them or support them because it isn't about you. You don't help them by being less visible. You don't help them by not sharing your offers. You don't help them by not being full chested about the value you bring into the world. Shout out to Jacob Peggs, who's just come into the house. Thank you so much for joining us over on Facebook. Dimming your light does nothing for anyone else, not even you. Those who you are seeking to please, to not offend, they're going to be offended anyway. This is definitely a case of damned if you do and damned if you don't. You shine so bright, it's annoying and offensive. You dim your light, it's not quite dim enough. You do nothing and you're doing nothing. Whatever you do, they will be unhappy because they are not unhappy with you. They are unhappy, full stop. They'll be unhappy with what you did do, with what you didn't do. And I know I make it sound really bleak, and I know I'm half laughing because this one I know. But the reason I'm sharing this so powerfully and so potently, and really, I hope, I don't want to lift up the laptop or anything. I don't want to shake the screen, but I hope that you are really getting a sense of what is going on here, ladies and gents. I hope that you understand that you dimming your light, you trying not to seem like you love yourself, serves nobody, not even you, and definitely not the incredible mission that you are on with your business, with your project, with your side hustle, with your life. You are not here to make anybody feel better. You're not here to make anybody feel worse. And to be honest, nobody makes anybody feel anything. But what I want you to understand in this particular insight is that the minimizing that you're doing, the softening, the quietening, the shrinking that you're doing is having significant impact on your business, on your cash flow, and on your life. The fact is that you have a gift. I think about it and I talk about it as there is a song that only you can sing. Why? Because there is a song that is unique to your journey, to your business, to the way you see the world. And given that there has never been another you in the history of the planet, there is that you come with something that is unique in all of space and time. I hope that makes you walk a little bit taller today. I hope you recognize how incredible and special you are. And yes, thank you, JJ. You said it perfectly there. The self-abandonment needs to stop. It is so important. Hey, Melanie Richards, thank you for joining me over on Facebook. It is so important, ladies and gents, that we recognize that she loves herself is a gift. You are supposed to love yourself. Women who love themselves, who are full of their love for themselves, radiate love to others. Why? Because if you have a glass that is full of water and you tip or you spit, you nudge the glass, what comes out? Water. Why? Because there was water in the glass. Women who are full of love for themselves, when you bump into them, they spill out love. It is so important that you recognize the beauty and the magic and the greatness that is yours, uniquely yours, and not available to anyone else, not available in the form of anyone else. Do not allow your song to go unsung because you are trying to be perceived as humble or perceived as, palatable. You are not here to be palatable. You're not here to be liked. You are not here to be humble. You are here to be effective, impactful, wealthy, helpful. How about we roll with those kinds of adjectives? So, yes, ladies and gents, I am calling for a reclaiming of She Loves Herself. I want to shout out my fellow incredible panelists. We finished at the panel just over an hour ago, and I was joined by some amazing women. Some incredibly amazing women. Shout out to Lauren Spearman. Shout out to Steph Sword Williams. Shout out to Nisha Patel Robb. Shout out to Lisa Conway Hughes. These amazing women brought so many gems. It's the number one frustration when you're on such a brilliant panel is you want to be there taking notes, but you actually need to listen and think and facilitate the panel too. So that was such a vibe. But I really want you to recognize that you will always feel too much for those who are not enough. So it isn't about you, it's about them. So let them do what they do. Your job is to do what you need to do. If you run a business, your job is to ensure that your business is a going concern. That means you've got offers to make. That means you have cash to call in. That means you have profit and support to bring into this world to create better for all of us. If you don't run a business, if you are in corporate or you have a job, it is your job to create a culture and a space and an environment where others thrive. It is your job to remember that every type of any effective leadership starts with good self-leadership and building a bed of self-love. It gets to be so incredibly powerful. And so what I want to remind you today is that she loves herself. Yep, has definitely been an accusation in the past, but no more. She loves herself is the goal. When I discovered a few weeks ago that only 3% of women surveyed in a survey of over 100,000 women, only 3% of those women said that they felt better wearing no makeup than wearing makeup. And I was like, yep, capitalism and patriarchy have won. We've managed to convince 97% of women that they need to have something on their face to look their best. Now, I am not anti-makeup. My sister is an award-winning Vogue featured makeup artist and aesthetician and all the other things. Shout out Lamriati Jason. I'm not anti-makeup. I think makeup is an incredibly powerful tool. But it should be a tool for use, for strategic use and impact. It doesn't have to be the norm. It doesn't have to be a security blanket. And it definitely shouldn't be something that we feel worse without. And that's where it got me thinking. And that's where I'm like, honestly, I am shouting from the rooftops. I want more women to love themselves. I want to be able to see more women, spend time with more women who love themselves. I want women to stop using that criticism against other women. I want us to recognize how much it costs us in our business, in our bank accounts, and in our lives when we try and control other women with that criticism. And so my one actionable tip for you today, because I'm conscious of the time and everyone's got other stuff to do, is I want you to ask yourself the question: do I love myself? And the fact is that the answer may be yes and. Yeah, but you may not love every single part of every single thing about you, and that's cool. But I hope that somewhere about your brain, your body, your impact, your heart, I hope there is somewhere that you can absolutely say, yes, that's important. I want you to tell me where you love yourself. I want to celebrate you. I was making a list earlier of all the different ways that I love myself, and it is important that we continue to do that. But my one even more actionable tip, so yes, please jump in the chat. Tell me where and why you love yourself. And then secondly, I would love for you to have a think about where you have seen or even participated in that being a criticism of another woman. Why? Because our triggers are our teachers, and wherever that was has something to teach us. And if we're learning, then we're growing. So all is not lost. Before it ever affects our business or our bank account or our lives, it affects us day to day with what we see in the mirror. And so I am 100% minded to continue to do the work to love myself without apology, as Jackie Raymond has just put in the chat. Thank you, awesome lady. To love myself without apology and to encourage others to do the same. So to be that woman who loves herself and spills that love onto others. To be that woman who celebrates when other women love themselves. To be that woman who spills out love so everyone gets the benefit of my self-love. To run my business founded on self-love, which means I'm coming to make offers. I am coming to share insights. I am coming to collect that cash. I am going to see the greatness in you and call you to the higher and next level of what you want to create. A business of self-love, which means I'm going to keep live streaming. I'm going to keep putting out content. I'm going to continue to be visible, even when it's uncomfortable, even when I'd rather sit my little introverted butt off the internet. But I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep making changes. I'm going to keep doing the work. That's what love does, and love never fails. And so you should love yourself. And I really hope you do. And I hope the impact of that love fills your bank account, transforms your business, and changes the world in the fashion that you want it to see changed. Right, ladies and gents, I am going back into the summit. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so grateful to have you here. Please jump into the chat, share your biggest takeaway. I would love to know what you took away from this message. If you like the cut of my jib, want to find out a bit more about the work that I'm doing over in Cashflow spaces or the work that I'm focused on around Rich and Rested, drop me the word love in the comments or the DMs, and I will share more. And in the meantime, ladies and gents, take care. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And I look forward to seeing you all in the spaces. Take care. Have a good one. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.